Previously, in our last episode,
he's willing to get off the couch and show up.
and just ahead,
I am lifing here.
OG Creations is filmed before a live studio audience of 2 cats. G here from OG Creations. I hope you've had a fantastic summer and are starting to look forward to fall. Halloween items have already been out since July. Pumpkin spice lattes are officially back, which means it's time to pack away the booty shorts and dig out the flannels. I wanted to drop this video at the beginning of August. However, life had some different plans for me, so I had to redirect my focus for a couple of weeks.
I am lifing here.
The ideas for these briefs came from the Summer Festival Seafair and the pirate mascots. You can find pirates in hundreds of locations around the Puget Sound as they promote this month-long festival. Since undies have become the #1 item sold on my Etsy store, I wanted to design something fun that anyone could proudly show off while they're walking around in their briefs during the hot summer months. I couldn't decide between my 3 ideas.
They're so different.
So I just made them all. I'm excited to introduce to you this limited edition collection. But pirate.
I can do that, because I'm...
Yay!
Before we get started, I humbly ask that if you like this video, please hit the like button, leave a comment or 2, and subscribe to my channel. The YouTube algorithm is infuriating.
Flames!
And unless you already have hundreds of thousands of followers, you really aren't suggested to new viewers as easily.
Can no one find nude photos of me on the internet?
Views.
Your help will be greatly appreciated. With that said, let's get started. First up is the Pirate Booty Brief. My idea was to recreate a pirate flag. I'm starting with a white, 95% cotton, 5% spandex, men's brief that's already been soaked in a soda ash bath for 25 minutes, and then it's set aside for about 24 hours until it was practically dry. Directly on my dye rack, I have lined with aluminum foil to create a smoother surface. I pinch the left cheek of the brief and start to twist the fabric. I add a layer of Raven Black dye powder directly on top of the fabric. Like a fucking idiot, I didn't hit record when I was applying the thick layer of ice or soda ash on top of the undies. So please, use your imagination and see lots of ice.
You want me to visualize?
Then set aside for 48 hours in a 70-degree space. They were then rinsed in cold water, and then I slowly increased the temperature to hot to ensure that all the soda ash had been removed before I run them through a cold water cycle and a hot water cycle. After they were fully ironed, I then apply a black and gold glitter skull and bones decal. With the iron set for cotton, I place the sticky adhesive side down on the fabric and then place a piece of parchment on top of that. I apply direct heat for 25 to 30 seconds and then slowly lift off that plastic covering. Next up is the Bury It Deep brief. What is every pirate's main priority? Finding treasure. Here, I wanted to see if I could recreate a treasure chest. Initially, I started to tie up with the pouch representing the coins, and was going to have the rest of the brief be shades of brown. But then I thought, coins are great, but it's the jewels you really want. So I changed direction, and I have the coins on most of the fabric, and the pouch will be the chest, filled with those large family jewels. However, I forgot how much frickin' time it takes to tie these. Each brief took about 2 hours to tie up completely. Again, I'm starting with a white, 95% cotton, 5% spandex brief that's been soaked in the soda ash bath for 25 minutes and then set aside until it's practically dry. Using Sinew, I pinch a small section of the fabric and wrap the twine around it multiple times, and then pick up more fabric and do that over and over and over, until basically the brief looks like a shower poof. I'll leave the pouch untied. Now on the rack, I apply shades of yellow, Daffodil, Marigold, and Bronze. And then on the pouch, I'll use dark brown liquid dye, and then I'll lightly sprinkle Truffle dye powder to add some definition. These were then set aside for 48 hours in a 70-degree space. And just like the pirate booty brief, they were then rinsed in cold water. That temperature increased to hot to ensure all the soda ash had been removed, and then also ran through the laundry using a cold water cycle and a hot water cycle. And last, it's the It Tastes Salty brief. I needed a brief for the high seas. Again, I'm starting with that white 95% cotton, 5% spandex brief that was soaked in the soda ash bath, yada yada yada. Using Sinew again, I gather a small piece of fabric from the tuchus, wrap it in Sinew, and then start working my way down the brief, lightly wrapping more Sinew while I group fabric. This is a really rough, haphazard tie-up. Starting with the pouch, I apply my watery blues. Glacier Blue, Grecian Sea, Colbalt. And again, they were rinsed in cold water before increasing the temperature to hot to ensure that all the soda ash was removed. They too were also ran through the cold water cycle and a hot water cycle using the laundry. All of the briefs were then added into inventory and then added to my Etsy store, ready to purchase. You can check these and all of my other items by clicking the link above or by visiting ogcreationstore.etsy.com. These turned out exactly as I wanted them to. I love that glittery skull and crossbones right there on the butt, and I absolutely love how the ice, the different pigments, creating almost like a ripple of a flag on the fabric. I guess you'll be able to add your own wind later. No matter how long it takes to tie these up, it's always worth it. I mean, look at it. Whether you call it gold coins, doubloons, gelt, you get riches, covering the entirety of the fabric. And these are by far my favorite. Man, that Sinew and the way I wrapped this up really did the trick. I love how I use those light shades of blue from like a shore into the dark cobalt for rough seas ahead. And I wonder...
She goes down by the head.
I think I can hear the ocean.
Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or you just want to leave a comment, make sure to do so in the section below. I do love responding to everyone. I'll see you next time.